Right then, folksy folks. The Fairy Woods Village Walk and Talk. Well, Fairy Village Woods, actually. Not Fairy Woods Village. Avoid man, yeah. So, hi. I went to the gym. The whole idea was to do 2 hours of cardio. It's like, nope. No chance. No, because the first thing I did was upper chest. So raised bench with dumbbells, 22.5k dumbbells, and so did 15s, 4 sets of 15 with that. And that was okay, that was manageable. Then I did lateral pull down. God knows what I did that with. No idea. But again, it was sets of 15, 4 sets of 15, and that went okay, not too bad at all. You got a smiley Mollie? There's a Border Collie around there somewhere. There she is. Always the last doggy. Always the one behind, isn't you? Look at that towel. You're a happy girl. You go and walkies now, yeah? Good girl. Riley, something in grass. Hang on. So after that, I did... What did I do after that? Shoulders. Yep. Shoulders, shoulder press. And that was the 15k. So 4 sets of 15 with 15k dumbbells. Yeah, focusing more on technique. Yeah, making sure the position of the arms is right, that where you're pushing is right, and slow coming back down, that sort of stuff. Yeah, but 15 reps times 4. So normally, I do maybe 4 sets of 6. Yeah, 8 maybe. Normally 3 sets of 8. When I was doing the go up, come down, I was doing up the weight, then lower the weight. Yeah, 3 sets. That was only, I think, 8 reps times 3. So this is 15 times 4. And of course, 15k was the first step for the shoulder press on the, 3 sets up, 3 sets down. That was the bottom, the starter or the ending one. So, yeah, that's cool. Same with the 22.5. That was the first one of the, so I just went with that. Say, okay. That was the first one there. So that's the base one of the 15 reps. And yeah, that's about right. Because after 2 sets, it was a real struggle to do any more than 10. So on the last one, I just did 12. So right, 12 would do. The last 2 were one heck of a struggle to push. But that's the whole point. That's what you want. You want it to fail. I mean, really, what I need to do is a lot more of that, but that's going to take a lot, to do that really, because I'm just not used to cardio. That's the reality. Hi, Woos, what you doing? What's that there? Is that a part of a house or is that a mushroom? There. Don't know, I think it's a mushroom. These mushrooms are pretty big. Hi. Mollie, leave. Lucy, leave. Lucy, move. Lucy, move. Get out of the way. Delayed a bit when came here because there was a lady with German Shepherds and another type of dog in front of us, so it's right, let her go first. Yeah, if I walk slowly when I'm doing me walk and talk, that should deal with that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, all fun and games. So politics-wise, well, the Vice President of America did his debate with his, with the one who's running against him as Vice President. Harris, I think it was, Kamala Harris, something like that. I didn't see much of it. I'd say both did what you expect them to do, not really answer the questions, but just had their own agenda. That's quite typical, isn't it, of politicians now? They're asked the question, even by their opponent, do they bother to answer? No. No, but they should do. They should do. She was asked, basically, the question she was asked was, if you win, will yourself and Biden add a lot more Supreme judges in order to pack the bench in your favour? this is what we think you're going to do, so are you going to do it? She didn't answer. What she could have done, and what she probably should have done, was saying, well, it all depends. Are you going to force through a judge, a lifetime judge on the Supreme Court, when you yourself have said you wouldn't do that? Right, leave. Whereas certainly Mitch McConnell said at the previous election, that shouldn't be done. When Obama was still the president, and there was one died and there was one to be voted, he said, no, you can't do that during an election. No, we're going to block this because that's not right. You can't do that during an election. That's just not right in any way, shape or form. Now, their person is in charge. We're going to do it during the election. So what she should have just said was, look, come on. You're trying to stack them right now. Right? You're trying to do what you were saying before is a move that's out of order. You're trying to do that now to stack them in your favour. So, what do we have to do? Should we kill a load of judges to make it possible, or should we have more? It's been that number for a number of years. That's fine. If we had another 3, we can do that, yeah. Why shouldn't we? If you're trying to stack it in your favour by doing what everyone would have said previously to now, including your own party, that shouldn't be done, and you're now saying we're going to do it, okay, go for it. But we have the right to do what hasn't been done as well, or what many thought shouldn't be done. We have the right to do that as well. And you should just say that. I'm not telling you what we're going to do because, we're not at that position of knowing what we're going to do yet. We're not at a position where we should be telling you what we're going to do, certainly. But is that a possibility? Yeah, of course it is. Anything's a possibility. I mean, when you're talking about if the judges there try to cancel Roe versus Wade, which I'm not American, I'm not a judge, but I think it's something to do with women's right to choose, something like that. But it certainly is a case where the nominee that the Republicans want to push forward is against that, wants to cancel Roe versus Wade now. He wants to say, right, we're going to cancel that, because of course they're nutters. And why do you say they're nutters? Oh God, this is where it gets tricky. With regards to abortion, that's a tricky subject. The reason why it's a tricky subject is because, going purely from the point of biblical, where you're not taking people into consideration or what someone's going through, or what other options are available to somebody, or what other options should be available to somebody. If you're just taking the biblical, then you're going to say, it's murder. So "thou shalt not kill" means abortion is murder, therefore it shouldn't be legal. Right? When you're using compassion, when you're using wisdom and understanding, well, now you come into a different area now. Now you come into a situation of saying, well, come on, are you offering any other options? That maybe these people have the child, but the child is put up for adoption. Because there are a lot of people who can't have children that want to have children, right? A lot of people. So maybe just do that. Maybe you help the woman to have the child and look after the child. Because if the reason why she wants an abortion is because she doesn't think she can give the child a good life, that she's not ready, help her to get ready. Help her to be ready. Help her to manage her life. Help her to have the accommodation she needs, a job that she could do, maybe from home, where she could look after a child. Give her the option of another option. Come here, you two. Here, Amber, Chewie, come here. Come here, babes. Right now, I don't trust either of you. So Riley, here, now. Don't go too far ahead. So options are needed. So give options. Now, if you're talking about a woman who was raped and the result of a rape is pregnancy, come on. Who in their right mind would say that woman should have to carry that child? Have to. Not could. Have to. That is sick. Really sick. I mean, the problem is, in cases like that, what other options do you have? You know, it's not right to necessarily say to a woman, you can have the child and then put it for adoption, because she's still going to have that child inside of her for 9 months, be reminded of what she went through for 9 months. If she's able to forgive the person who raped her, which of course is a big thing, especially in the moment, you know, close to the actual event, close to when it happened, it's a massive ask. Massive ask. And so, you know, is it right to expect for that to happen? Not really, no. Emma, come here. No. So, yeah, very tricky, isn't it? You know, to say this. Come here, now. Here, Bubs, now. I can hear dogs barking. Stay with Dad. Stay with Dad. Now, behave. Good girl, Liz. Oh, she came back. She was good. As I say, that's always a really, really, really tricky thing. That's why you can't look at the people who say that abortion is wrong and say they're not cases. They're not really. They just have a passionate, or some, they really don't listen to anyone else. You know, to say that life begins at conception. Yeah. Again, that's really tricky, isn't it? Does it? I don't know. Yeah, why not speak to a doctor or a scientific person who actually knows about it? Ask them. Someone who hasn't got an agenda on either camp. Ask them, when does life begin? You know, when is actual life there? Because I don't know. And it's quite possible life begins at conception. Well, certainly, you know, when the sperm goes into the egg and they join. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Maybe that's when it starts. But is that a baby at that point? No. Is it? I mean, biblically, you know, the situation biblically is God knew us before we were born, right? So, were we in our mother's womb a second or so after Dad's sperm went into Mum's egg? Were we in Mum's egg at that point? Or did we come into existence in the womb much later on? I don't know. But that's a pretty reasonable point, isn't it? You know, I mean, when was that? Come here, Babs. There's a lady with the dog. She's only just there. I waited ages to give her a chance. She's on it. Chewie, come here. Chewie here. Chewie here. Now, Chewie. Chewie. Get in now. Get here. Get here. You were told, did that doggy tell you off? Good. Says you're blinking right. Stop trying to make doggies. Stop trying to make doggies. You've been a bad boy, ain't you? Yes. Stop it. Come here, now. Here. Wait here. Wait there. We'll go down there in a minute. Not yet, okay? We can't go there yet. There's loads of people, loads of doggies, so we have to wait. So, yeah. That's what I say. That's what I've said in other videos. Really, this is where the church needs to be providing options for ladies who are considering abortion. What options are available to them? Do they have the option to have the child and take care of it? If their concern is, we can't take care of the child, we're not ready, We don't have a house. We don't have, the things we need to be able to take care of a child. But can that be amended? Can that be fixed in time for the birth of the child so that they can actually look after the child? Would you, as a church, stand by that woman and help that woman to be able to have that child? If not, you can't shout and scream that she's going to have an abortion. That's the reality. You can't say a word. If you're not offering a solution, then you are simply part of the problem. Especially because you are the ones who should be offering a solution. That's your job. That's the job of the church, to shine a light into darkness. So if you're not doing that, then you can't say a word. So if you're a politician and you're a Christian and your church isn't offering any solutions at all, I don't care whether you're in the most extreme right wing, shut up about abortions. Because you have no right to comment on it. You have no right to try and block Roe versus Wade, or Wade versus Roe, whatever one it is, because you have an opportunity with your church to be part of the solution, and you're not choosing to be so. Anybody. There's a lot of people who need help. And the church is supposed to be there to help people. It's supposed to be there to shine the light in the darkness. That's the job of the church, to do that. This is why when I speak about the church, I get passionate, I get angry about it. It's because of the fact that, what the church is supposed to be doing, clearly it's not doing. It's not just women who want abortions. It's far bigger than that. I mean, also, woman wants an abortion. How do you gently tell that woman that she's murdering her child? Because you've got to. If you're talking about why she shouldn't have the abortion, you've got to mention that the Bible says thou shalt not kill. What she's doing is killing. And in years' time, she's going to be in the situation where on the anniversary of that date when that child should have been born, it's going to come into her head that she killed a child. And that's going to be a terrible thing for her to go through. Of course it is. Awful. You can't imagine how awful a thing that's going to be to have to go through. And just to go through that every year. A decision you made when you were younger, when you didn't have any other options because no other options were available. Then as you got older, you realised you could have had that child because things changed in your life. You just didn't see it. Why didn't you see it? Because nobody was shining a light. Those who should have been shining a light were not shining a light. Amber, walk away. That's the reality, isn't it? That's the situation. I mean, I've said before that there are people that come into Christianity with tons of baggage. They still have the same baggage, and that baggage often is being used by the devil to try and destroy their lives. To get them into things that they shouldn't be getting into. Gambling habits, habits of drugs, habits of alcohol, other worse things, crimes. In relationships where they make terrible bloody decisions. Where they go out and get drunk and get into a fight. And they take a knife. And their life is taken from them as a result, basically. They spend whatever amount of years in prison, then they have to face up to the fact every morning that they took someone's life. All those things that someone brought with them into Christianity when they first become a Christian, should have been dealt with. Every single one of them should have been dealt with. Whatever that person had, it should have been dealt with. Every church, if functional, should be offering Christian counselling to every new Christian that comes in. Every new Christian that comes in. The Christian counsellor should be someone who's guided by God, so that person can dig in the areas where God is leading them to dig. Because most people, certainly young people who have led the life of sin, they don't know what baggage they're bringing in. God does. But they don't, so no good asking them. They haven't got a clue. God knows what needs to be done. This reminds me, actually, there was something they were talking about the other day where, like the President and Biden and people like that are having trouble with their speeches now. When they go and do a speech, because they haven't got people there. And like Boris Johnson as well. That Boris Johnson does better. He's more passionate when there's people. He feeds off them. That it's hard to be passionate when there's no people. No, it isn't. It's hard to be passionate when you're not passionate about what you're talking about. I'm passionate about the subjects I've just mentioned. So because I'm passionate about the subjects I've just mentioned, I can speak passionately about them. Because, they're important. I know they're important. They're vitally important to a lot of people because, guarantee, if people are left with baggage, the devil is going to try and use that baggage to destroy lives. That's what the devil wants to do. I mean, look, read your Bible. What the devil did, look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Look at how Sodom and Gomorrah turned out. Those people were living in sin. Right, the devil had them, had all that baggage, had everything. Lucy, too big. Too big, no, leave it. Look at Lot's wife. Lot's wife, right? And then look at Lot's daughters. But Lot's wife, to start with, she was told not to look back. Don't look back. What does she have to do? Look back. Right, she was turned to a pillar of salt. Right? Because she looked back. Don't look back, she was told. She couldn't help but look back. Little devil in her ear said, go on, look back. What's going on? Oh, you must have a look. Go on. Nothing's going to happen to you. Go on, have a look. Just like Eve. Go on, take the fruit. Nothing's going to happen to you. Go on. That's how the devil works. Little whisper, whisper, whisper. Trying to gently push you in a direction where you really don't want to go. But you don't know you're going there because it's so gentle. You don't know you've been pushed off course. But again, the reason why is because we don't have churches that help people to realise what the course is, or what course they should be on. Come here, Chewie, now. Come here, Amber. Come here. Come here, babes. Trying to tell the woman I'm going up here. Right, 1 second, I'll pause this. Right, yes. Well, that's what I was saying. The church doesn't speak about the devil, doesn't speak about his tactics, doesn't speak about the way he does things or the way he works or what he's really wanting to do. Doesn't speak about any of that. Why not? We're in a spiritual war. Look at the Bible. What's the Bible say about the war we're in? It's not against man, it's not against the physical, it's against the spiritual. So, if you're in a war, shouldn't you try and understand the enemy? Isn't that part of the point of war? You should try to understand the enemy. But no, there's no desire to understand the enemy, is there? Hold it. Okay. Just stay there. Stay there, monkey. No, that's why the church is failing. Oh, I see a squirrel up a tree. I think you'll see the squirrel in a second. It was up that tree. There it is. See? Squirrel! Oh, wonderful. Red squirrel. That's the first one I've seen, actually. All I've seen is grey squirrels. That's the first red one I've seen. Beautiful. Gorgeous. You take care, squirrel. God bless you. Keep safe, little squirrel. There you go. Beautiful. Ha ha! Gorgeous squirrel. Come on, this way. Bring your stick if you have to. Well, the video ended. I don't know why. I cleaned off like the videos. Amber, leave it. I had loads of videos left on the memory of the phone. I cleaned them off. Got rid of them. That should have created space. It didn't. So, anyhow. Yeah. So, start this off again. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically, look. Yeah. As I said, we are in a war. If you're in a war, you must understand the enemy. That's why spiritual warfare is vitally important to the move forward. That's why people that are called into that ministry must speak to the people in the church, must educate the people in the church about what spiritual warfare is and how to be successful. Because if you're talking about putting on the whole armour of God, why would you do that if you don't understand the point of war? You wouldn't do it, would you? That's why people don't do it, because they don't understand they're in a war. If you understand you're in a war, if you understand that you're in that situation where you're in a spiritual war against these principalities of darkness, etc., etc., now you're going to put on your whole armour of God, aren't you? Because now you know you need your armour. But if you don't understand what the whole point is, I mean, most churches are comfortable. When you speak to people, they're comfortable. Yeah, they're happy, clappy, comfortable. You know, they're middle class, shall I say. That's the way. That's one way to put it. They're middle class. They have no concept of spiritual warfare. Because what the devil does, as I said, he leads you slightly astray. Tiny bit. So, if this is the path that you're supposed to go on, right, what the devil does is nudge you slightly. Slightly. So now, you're in this bush. Not much of a bush, but it's still a bush. So now you're in this bush, or tree. It's a bush. Right, it's a bush next to a tree. Yes. So now you're in that. Now you're going all the way down now because that's your new path. Now, initially you don't notice really that you've gone anywhere else because why would you? You've been nudged slightly. Not a major nudge. The devil's not stupid. He's not going to completely barge you over. It's gentle so that you don't notice. That's the point. You're not supposed to notice. If you notice, you correct, wouldn't you? The fact you don't notice means you won't correct. You won't correct your path because you don't notice you're off path. I don't think there's any church that's actually on path. On the path it's supposed to be on. Because they've all been nudged. Now some of them are miles off. Miles off. You know, some of them are supposed to be heading towards New York City. But they're actually in the Sahara Desert now. They've gone way off course. You know. Didn't even know it. They didn't even know it. Certainly spiritually, they're in the Sahara Desert. No life. But they think there's life because they're still doing what they were doing before when there was a bit of life. They're still doing it because they're still doing the same stuff. They're still doing the same songs. They're still doing the same happy. They think there's life. Why? Come here. Come here. What have we got now? There's not a dog. Here's a dog. Come here. Come here. Jesus. Come here. Now. This way. Come here this way. Come on this way. Here. Here. Get your asses here. Now. Get here. Come here now. Come and sit. Come here, sit down. Sit down now. Amber, Chewie, here. Sit. Sit. Amber. Sit down, stay. Stay there. Sit down, stay. You're good. Right, we're heading back to the car. That was difficult. We went down there to get away from the people, but then the people wanted to go the same way that we just went. Not helpful at all. Because I was down there waiting and the people said, oh, we're coming down this way. Well, when I went down there, why couldn't you just say we're going down that way? Well, maybe they thought I was going down that way. There you go. Such is life. Oh, we've got another person walking with dog now. Go the other way. Don't come this way. If you come this way, there's 5 dogs. What are you doing? Go that way. There you go. Cheers. There you go. She went that way. Good. Cool. Okay. Right, come here. Stay with Dad. Stay with Dad. We're going to get in the car, okay? So, anyway. Well, that worked. I said to the woman, go that way. She went that way. Good. But it just saves all the rubbish, doesn't it, really? Yeah, a bit of consideration. 1 second. Come here. Come here now. Come here now. Get here now. Come here. Right, there you go. I'll speak to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.